Oh man, oh, my lower back is killing me. Doc, I don't get why my lower back hurts. You know, all I do is drive every day. I hate to break it to you guys, some of the worst spines that I have ever seen in my career are people that drive for a living. Well, why is that? It really comes down to being sedentary for prolonged periods of time in terrible posture. So you'll see when people are driving by you on the road that a lot of them are driving with their heads in front of their mid-back. They're not touching the back of the seat. And obviously, what is this doing? It's primarily loading our lower back. Typically what starts after long distance driving is, hey doc, I'm feeling a little bit of lower back pain. It slowly transitions into pain down the leg. Well, why is that? So I'm gonna give you a few tips today on what you guys can do to maintain optimal posture when driving, and also some ways to alleviate any type of driving related pain. So when we're in a seated posture in our car, again, the problem is that the shoulder and the head typically are in front of the hips. Now, when we're loading the front area of our body, we're loading the area of the disc. Now, the disc is not meant for long-term compression. So when we have that compression there, what ends up happening after a period of time is inflammation sets in. So step number one is obviously getting your seat into an ergonomically friendly position. I know we all like to maybe ride a little dirty, but today that is not friendly for your lower back. So where we're gonna start is obviously if your seat has controls, I say you should bring up the seat so that way your head is able to actually touch the headrest. So from this position, you should actually be able to slip your hands where in between where your lower back and your mid back meet there, so your lower back has a nice curve. Now, if your car has a lumbar support, what I suggest is you pump out that lumbar support to the point where you start to see the tummy coming out a little bit. Now, from this position, you can see my ear is in line with my shoulder, is in line with my hip. Now, to say that you're not going to have pain in this position, I would be lying. After 20 minutes of typically in a sedentary posture, your deep muscle stabilizers of your lower back are going to become inactivated, and then hence, you're going to put the pressure on the joint. So what happens when that pain starts to ensue? What you want to do is if your seat has functions here where you can raise and lower the seat, what I would suggest is you raise the seat up a little bit into an incline. This will help rock the base of your spine forward, so that way it opens up the area of the disc. Now you'll look down at your feet, and typically all of us, we all drive with our foot in what we call external rotation. So when you're driving, I want you to look down and see if your toe is pointing out. That is external rotation. Now under external rotation, what happens is you end up contracting the piriformis muscle. Now the piriformis muscle can actually entrap your sciatic nerve, which is why a lot of people after long distance driving is going to report, hey, I feel pain in my buttocks, maybe going down into my leg to the back of the knee or even into my foot. So what you want to do is throughout your driving is tweak this where you're actually driving on the inside portion of your heel, so that way the foot is pointed inwardly towards the midline of your body and still allow you to drive that way. Now, when you start to feel your head deviate away from the seat, what I would suggest that you do is you're gonna actually take and perform a chin retraction back into the seat. So what that would look like is me just contracting back into the seat for 3 to 5 seconds and then relaxing. A great little exercise to do at stoplights to work on that forward head posture. Now, another great exercise to work at actual stoplights is what we call just basic shoulder retractions, where we're just coming up, we're doing a little stretch here in the shoulder girdle, and then we're coming right back. And again, we just repeat. Now, what the research shows is the more that patient's shoulders are pronating in, it's making them more susceptible to neck pain, to upper back pain, and to also headaches. So what we want to do is we just want to obviously shift these little positions as we're driving every so often to take the pressure off of these structures, which ultimately putting pressure on our nervous systems and resulting in our pain, our dysfunction, and long-term leading to other things. You know, and you look at the increase in digestive dysfunction, you look at the increase in reproductive issues. Again, these all are correlating with the lower back. So my challenge for each of you this week is to go ahead and tweak your car seats to make them a little bit more ergonomically friendly, and to also practice these 3 tips in regards to the legs, the head, and the shoulder girdle when we're stopped at the stop signs. I hope you guys all learned something today about how to ergonomically drive safely. I hope you guys have a wonderful week this week. I look forward to seeing you here for your adjustments.